We don't chase the mainstream, we create the wave. 24/7, yeah, we elevate. Independent artists, that's the move we make. Indie Power Radio, let the beat break. Hey, late night vibes, headphones on tight. Indie Power streaming, yeah, we doing it right.
What's up, man? You already know what it is. It's your boy A.T.G. You back here on Indie Power Reactions for another reaction. And today, man, this is another one that caught me with the title. You know, I'm a big Pimp C fan. Grew up in that era. And I've actually never really heard this, but this is why people think Pimp C was sacrificed after exposing the industry. A little crazy. I'm not sure whether or not what we gonna hear is true and factual, but let's get into it anyway.
Pimp C's death was a major loss for hip-hop. The official story is that he died from a combination of lean and a sleeping disorder, but some of Pimp's close friends and family members believe he was secretly murdered. From celebrity sex tapes to Illuminati rituals, here are some of the wildest rumors about the death of Pimp C. In December 2007, Pimp C was staying out in Hollywood doing shows and working on new music with legendary Oakland rapper Too Short. On the morning of December 4th, Pimp C was supposed to fly back to Texas to meet his wife Shannara and his cousin Edgar, but that morning, Pimp didn't show up. Shannara and Edgar started to get worried as he wasn't answering their calls, so they called his hotel and asked the staff to check on him. When the staff went to his room, they found Pimp C unconscious, and it didn't take long for them to figure out he was dead. According to DJ Paul from 3 6 Mafia, the hotel room looked like something out of a horror movie.
And he went in there and saw Pimp C body. Pimp C was still in there. He said Pimp C was like he was laying down like he was praying. And but it was blood all over the bed, like he threw it up, but they thought he had been shot in the head.
DJ.
Damn. I never heard that one. I never heard that he was supposedly shot in the head, or they thought he was shot in the head. Let me know if anybody watching this knows what would cause that. Like, I know they said it was a drug overdose, but why? I've never heard of, to my knowledge anyway, I don't know. I ain't never really dealt with nobody ODing, but do they spit up blood like that? I mean, for them to say it looked like a murder scene or a horror scene or whatever, that's got to be a lot of blood. So I don't know. Y'all let me know.
Paul and Pimp C were working together right before he died, and they had the same manager, a dude named Rick Martin. Rick had gone down to the hotel to check on Pimp C after the hotel staff had called Rick and told him something was wrong. Rick told DJ Paul that the bed was covered in blood, so they thought Pimp C had been shot in the head. But when they found him, Pimp C was kneeling down like he was praying. Pimp C also had sleep apnea, which is a sleep disorder that causes issues breathing at night, and Pimp C had these big candles all over the room that he lit at night. The candles were burned all the way to the bottom, so Pimp must have been there for a day or so before they found him. Even though it was a pretty wild scene and there was blood everywhere.
Dang. He was knelt down like he was praying. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. That seems kind of weird. Am I the only one that thinks that? Y'all let me know.
Where Pimp's official cause of death was ruled as an accident. The coroner's official report said that it was caused by Pimp C's sleep apnea, combined with his addiction to lean. Pimp C's love for lean was no secret. Along with DJ Screw, Pimp was one of the first dudes to make sipping lean popular in hip-hop. Plus, UGK's track with 3 6 Mafia, Sippin' on Some Syrup, was a massive hit and exposed the whole world to the drug. But a lot of rappers drank lean all the time and didn't die from it. According to the doctors, Pimp's sleep apnea is what killed him, but the lean made it worse. Pimp started choking in his sleep and could have woken up if he wasn't high, but the lean knocked him out cold, so he started choking and never woke up. Bun B also opened up about what happened and said that Pimp C had gained a lot of weight while he was locked up. Pimp spent a few years in prison for aggravated assault and probation violations and got out at the end of 2005. While he was behind bars, he didn't have to do much because everyone already loved him and he didn't have to fight to survive. Pimp C already had money on his books, so it was easy for him to just kick back and eat as much as he wanted. According to Bun B, Pimp went in a size XL and came out in a 4XL. When he came
Okay, now I ain't gonna lie. If he went in wearing an XL and come out wearing a 4XL, he got pretty damn big, in that time period. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But none of this is like leading me to say he was sacrificed like this video was titled. I don't know. Y'all, like I said, y'all let me know.
home, he wasn't working out and got right back to sipping lean all the time. The weight gain made his sleep apnea way worse, and when you mix that with all the drugs, it was a bad combination. But Bun B might be the only person close to Pimp C that actually believes the official cause of death. Some of his closest friends and family members believe that Pimp C was actually murdered, and there's a massive cover-up going on to hide the truth. Even Pimp C's own mother, Mama West, believes that her son was killed. Mama West knew something was up before she even got the news. Pimp always called her before he went to bed, but the night before he was found, she didn't get a call. So Mama West knew right away that something was wrong. Julia Beverly, a journalist who wrote a biography about Pimp C, said in an interview that Mama West always believed Pimp had been murdered.
Well, his mom believes he was murdered, and she basically breaks down the reasons why she believes that.
According to Julia,
I want to know if this was the case. Like, I want to know exactly what he exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, can we get into that, please? I know this video is about 20 minutes long, but still, like, too much build up, man. Too much build up.
after Pimp died, the media ran with the story that he overdosed on codeine, but that was all cap. Mama West believes that Pimp was poisoned, and that someone was in the room with him when he died. His mom claims there was someone shady in Pimp C's inner circle who was responsible for his death, and she even thinks she knows who it was. In the interview,
I hope he ain't implying Bun B. Boy, don't you even start that.
the journalist Julia says that she looked into the rumors, but she didn't find any evidence there was a cover-up going on. But Julia did lay out Mama West's theory in her book. Mama West also did a radio show where she talks about what happened. According to her, the coroner told her straight up they didn't know exactly why Pimp died, but they knew it wasn't a drug overdose. Pimp didn't have enough lean in the system to kill him, and the sleep apnea story was just a theory.
Okay, so the coroner tells him that he didn't have enough lean in his system to kill him, and that the sleep apnea thing was only a theory. But that doesn't explain why he was why they said when they found him, he was in a position of he was praying. So it's weird. Like I said, I'm not sure if all this is true or not. We're gonna have to fact check this. So if anybody wants to, y'all drop a comment, let me know what y'all find out. Like I said, I caught this just off of the title, and I'm like, yo, wait, what? Pimp C was sacrificed? Like, come on now. But you never know. You never know.
Mama West isn't the only one who thinks Pimp was killed. Too Short also doesn't believe the official story and was with Pimp C right before he died. They were supposed to kick it and have dinner the day Pimp was discovered. So Too Short went to the hospital to try and get answers, but no one would tell him anything. Over the next few years, Too Short tried to find out more about what happened, but no one would give him any straight answers, and Too Short says it still bothers him. Even though he has no idea what happened, Too Short thinks it's kind of sketchy that so many celebrities die in hotel rooms alone. The value of an artist's work always goes up after they die. So according to Too Short, you should always be suspicious when a famous...
Okay, y'all heard what he said. An artist's value goes up after they die. That kind of goes back into the other video that I did where we were looking at the death clause in some of these contracts. So I wonder if any of that had anything to do with it. Maybe they're gonna get into this. I really hope so.
famous person suddenly dies with no witnesses around. A Pimp C affiliate named Hazelio said that he thinks Pimp C was murdered. In an interview, Hazelio said that he doesn't believe the official story because he also has sleep apnea and has even started choking in the middle of the night. Hazelio admits it's not a great experience, but he never came close to dying from it. Hazelio also has a similar theory to Too Short and said that every time an artist with a big voice tries to speak up, the media tries to discredit them and make them look like a drug addict. Right before he died, Pimp called out record labels for turning artists against each other and also exposed some big names in the music industry for allegedly being gay. So Hazelio and others
shit.
think that could have played a role.
Okay, now I wonder if Diddy was on that list of being exposed as gay with all the stuff going on with Diddy right now. I mean, but now that I can believe because of all this stuff going on now that's finally coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't so hard to believe no more.
On his death. Orlando Brown from Not So Raven also thinks that the story about Pimp C overdosing on lean was all a setup. After blowing up on Disney Channel, Orlando got into making music, and Orlando's mom had connections to UGK. She got in touch with Pimp C, who agreed to be Orlando's mentor and show him the ropes. So, Orlando Brown was around Pimp C for about 5 or 6 years before he died. In an interview with No Jumper, Orlando said that he never saw Pimp C sip lean the entire time he was around him. The worst thing he saw Pimp do was drink a glass of red wine, and that was only a few times.
He never did lean around me. Listen, Chad only did, red wine, a cup of red wine like twice.
So, Orlando...
Now, I'm going to say, knowing Orlando Brown's reputation, I'm going to say take what the man says with a grain of salt, because he seemed like he might be a little off the rocker. You know what I'm saying? And he had a song called Sipping on Syrup, or as we like to call it, Sipping on Scissor, but with 3-6. So I don't buy that. I don't really buy that. And in that era, lean was like the big thing back then. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it is still much today, but I know in that era, yeah, a lot of people was on lean. So I don't know if I believe Orlando Brown, but y'all let me know if y'all believe him.
Things that someone planning to lean on him when he died. Orlando also says that he doesn't want to go into detail out of respect to the family, but Orlando Brown claims that he knows for a fact Pimp C didn't die the way everyone says he did. Another rapper that Pimp C mentored named 17 has a different theory about what happened though. When asked about it during an interview, 17 said that Pimp C's death was more like an assassination than an overdose. According to 17, it wasn't the lean that killed him, and he claims someone slipped something in Pimp's drink. He doesn't go into much detail, but 17 made it clear that he believes Pimp C's death was a planned hit and not an accident. So, plenty of people who were around Pimp C right before he died believe that he was secretly murdered. But most of them either don't know what happened or they're keeping quiet out of respect for the family. But there is one dude who claims he knows exactly who poisoned Pimp C and even pointed him out in the photo. Pimp C's cousin Edgar did an interview where he opened up about the situation and broke down what he heard from a reliable source. According to Edgar, there was a group of people in the hotel room the night Pimp died, 2 men and a woman. When Pimp went to the bathroom, one of the dudes told the rest of them he was gonna play a prank on Pimp. Then, the dude slipped something in his drink. When Pimp C came back and took a sip, he immediately started throwing up blood. Edgar believed the story.
So somebody that was there with him that night saw somebody, and on top of that, let somebody slip something into his drink. Use a bitch for that. You know, I mean, if you hanging out with somebody and that's your people, man, why would you let somebody put something in their drink? That's some hoe shit. But, you know, everybody ain't 100 like they say they are these days, so I don't know. That's crazy. That's just, I don't even know what to say to that. That's why would you do that? Why would you let the man told you he gonna play a prank on him? Then you watch him put the shit in the drink, and then you watch him spit up blood, and then don't say nothing, bruh. Fucking whack for that.
Because he saw with his own eyes that there was blood all over the bed where Pimp died. Edgar thinks that the only reason the autopsy didn't explain what really happened is because they only tested for drugs and not poison. The coroners already thought they knew what happened, so they just blamed it on sleep apnea because he didn't have enough lean in the system to overdose. Edgar's story also matches up with what Mama West said about someone else being in the room. Edgar also admitted that the dude who did it was going around bragging about killing Pimp C, They even posted a picture of the alleged killer lurking in the background of a photo of Pimp C and his mom. But even though
Whether that was true or not, running around bragging about killing somebody, what that get you? Time in the feds? A little bit of clout, maybe? That's one thing I don't understand. How you can kill a man and then turn your stupid ass around and brag about it. Like it was an amazing achievement or something. Like your ass just won the NBA Finals. Some of y'all stupid.
Edgar claims to know exactly who did it, there's no hope for justice because the killer's already dead. Apparently, he died the same way as Pimp, and his brother was also killed by a tractor. They were both involved with some bad people and ended up getting taken out. But that wasn't the only bomb that Edgar dropped. He also suggested that Pimp C's wife, Shannara, might have been involved because she was acting very strange right before his death. Edgar was supposed to go with Pimp C to LA. Whenever they traveled together, they always had connected rooms in case there was an emergency. But on that particular trip, Pimp C's wife Shannara told him that Edgar had to work and he couldn't make it to LA. Edgar didn't have to work and told Shannara that he was planning on coming. So right away, Edgar knew something was up. Edgar also claims that Pimp and Shannara got into a big fight on the way to LA over a Bentley. Pimp wanted a car service to take him to the airport, but Shannara wanted to drive the Bentley and leave it in the parking lot. Pimp thought that was a bad idea because he didn't want to leave an expensive whip like that in the public parking lot, but Shannara made it a big deal, so they took the Bentley. Not only did they park it at the airport, but they also left it in the tow zone. So Pimp
Y'all think you think his wife had something to do with it? I mean, I wouldn't put nothing past nobody really. So I don't know. But it's odd hearing stuff like that come from his brother, you know what I'm saying? Like he's telling people what's going on from his point of view. And I mean, the room thing, you know, that could be coincidence. I don't really now I would have been on Pimp C's side with the not driving the Bentley to the public airport and leaving it in the parking lot. Nah. We wouldn't have done that. But I don't know, man. This is some interesting stuff, but like I say, we need to do some fact checking and make sure all this is credible.
Pimp had to call Edgar and ask him to move it. But instead of letting Edgar do it, Shannara decided to fly all the way back to Texas to move it herself, leaving Pimp all alone by himself in LA. If either Edgar or Shannara had been with Pimp C in LA, he might still be alive. But because Pimp was all by himself, the alleged killer was able to poison him and get away with it. That made Edgar question whether Shannara had something to do with it or not. Shannara knew that if Edgar was there, he might have been able to stop what happened. So she lied and said he had to work. It's also sketchy that she demanded they drive the Bentley.
Now, I'm kind of like, why? Why would you lie and say that his brother had to work when his brother done told you that he was coming? That's a little sketchy. Like you ain't want his brother there. Sometimes it be the people that's closest to you that do you dirty.
To the airport when they could have easily hired a driver. Plus, there was no reason for Shannara to fly all the way back to Texas when Edgar could have easily moved the car for him. The whole thing just didn't add up and seemed real sketchy. Pimp C's wife Shannara also had a falling out with the rest of Pimp C's family after he died. After Pimp passed away, Shannara was put in control of his estate, so she was in charge of his money and all his business matters. But after about 9 years, one of Pimp's kids, Chad Jr., filed a lawsuit to have Shannara removed after she messed up the finances. The lawsuit claims that all the bills were unpaid, expensive jewelry was missing, and Pimp C's former mansion in Port Arthur, Texas was in foreclosure. They even repossessed the Bentley because Shannara couldn't pay the $2,800 per month payment. Shannara argued that she didn't.
The same damn Bentley you were just bitching about wanting to drive, that they done took it because you can't pay for it because Pimp gone. You better not have had nothing to do with that. Because if that's the case, karma just kicked you in your ass.
Invested her own money into keeping Pimp C's name alive, but without him around to perform and make music, the money was tight. But the lawyers presented evidence that Shannara spent $150,000 between 2011 and 2013 and another $80,000 over the next 2 years. Damn. That money was supposed to go to all his family members, not just her. But none of Pimp's kids ever saw any of it. Public records also showed Pimp C's estate.
You wrong for that. You ain't, that's crazy. You ain't even get the kids nothing. You ain't setting nothing up for the kids. They ain't getting none of that money back. Like none of that. Come on, man. What? Be careful who you leave shit to on top of that, man. Golly, what the hell? The disrespect is real.
State owed $7.2 million in back taxes and $5.1 million to former UGK manager Byron Hill. Plus, the judge found that there was $150,000 worth of jewelry and other assets missing that Shannara couldn't explain. Pimp's son, Chad Jr., started to get angry when Shannara dropped 3 Pimp C albums after his death and was showing up at red carpet events. Shannara claimed that she never saw any money from the music and all of it was spent trying to keep the Pimp C brand alive. But the judge wasn't buying her story and removed Pimp C's wife, Shannara, from managing the estate. Based on how she spent Pimp's money after he died, some people believe Shannara might have been part of the conspiracy to have him killed. There are also plenty of other theories about what might have happened.
Might make
Some
sense.
people believe that Shannara didn't act alone and Bun B might have also been in on the plan.
Nah, hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no. Y'all ain't finna paint that picture. No, hell no. I ain't even finna. No, we're not even gonna fucking. We're not even gonna damn entertain that idea. The fuck out of here with that. No. Y'all gonna drag another man whose best friend, lifelong fucking business partner, rap duo. Stop it. You know what? I kind of thought they was gonna be some bullshit in here like that. And we're gonna watch it. We're gonna see just what he got to say. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't believe it.
According to some associates, Pimp C and Bun B were never really close friends like that. They just
You expect me to believe that? You expect the millions of fans and everybody in hip hop to believe that? Boy, slap yourself.
started rapping together in Port Arthur and created a major wave. But over the years, they started to grow apart, especially after Pimp went to jail. According to Pimp C's homie, Pimpin' Ken, toward the end, Pimp C and Bun B didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things.
They might not see eye to eye on some things, but that don't mean Bun gonna want to kill the man that helped create his entire lifestyle, career, and everything else. That they were a team, you idiot.
B was more like a politician and was very careful about his words and who he offended. But Pimp C was the exact opposite and spoke his mind no matter who he offended. Over the years, it started to get in the way of business, so Bun B was looking for a way out of UGK. Pimp C's artist 17 also claimed that Bun and Pimp had a secret beef that no one knew about. According to 17, he lived with Pimp C right up until his death. For the 11
First off, who the hell is 17? Number one. And number two, that sounds like some shit somebody would say just to get some clicks and some views. Stop it.
months they were staying together, Pimp and Bun were not on speaking terms. 17 was one of the people who went to the coroner to identify Pimp's body and saw everything that happened. He still believes that Bun B was somehow responsible for Pimp C's death and has made YouTube videos exposing him for having his homie sacrificed. It's a pretty wild rumor, but Bun B did gain a lot from Pimp passing away, and he went on to have a successful solo career. Maybe deep down, Bun B knew he could never take things to the next level with Pimp C always going against the industry. So, Bun B decided to get rid of him. But the theories go even deeper than Bun B and Pimp's wife Shannara.
I don't believe it.
Some people even think that Jay-Z and Jay Prince were responsible for putting a hit on Pimp C. Jay-Z and UGK worked together on the track Big Pimpin', which was a huge hit with both East Coast and Southern hip-hop fans. Big Pimpin' is now considered a hip-hop classic, but the song almost didn't even happen. Bun B was the one who came up with the idea to do a song with Jay-Z, but Pimp C was against the idea. Pimp was a huge Tupac fan, and Jay was close friends with Biggie. Pac and Jay-Z had dissed each other in the past, and Pimp C was such a big fan of Pac that he didn't want to do a song with anyone who had issues with him like Jay-Z.
I ain't gonna lie. That's some fucking loyalty and respect right there. He wasn't even like he really knew Pac, you know what I'm saying? Not like that. He was just a fan. That's showing Pac a lot of respect.
But Bun B and the label eventually talked Pimp C into doing it. But even after they started working on the song, Pimp C almost shut it all down again because he didn't like one of Jay's lyrics. According to Kiyambo Joshua, an A&R who used to work at Rockefeller, Pimp C almost didn't get on the track because he thought Jay was rapping about playing with himself. On the song, Jay rapped, "In the cut where I keep 'em, till I need a nut, till I need to beat the guts. Then it's beep beep, then I'm picking them up, let him play with the dick in the truck." Pimp C misheard the last bar and thought Jay was talking about jerking off in the truck. Pimp
Oh. Hey, he said he thought Jay-Z was talking about jerking off in the truck. Hey, I don't blame you, Pimp. R.I.P., man. I don't blame you. I'd try to shut that shit down, too. Oh, I was not expecting that one.
told the A&R Kiyambo that he couldn't get on a song with a dude who was talking about jerking off in a rap song and called it career suicide. The song still came out, but right away, Pimp C and Jay-Z didn't get along. But supposedly, the beef goes even deeper than that. There are even rumors that Pimp C had a secret sex tape with Beyonce that he was threatening to release. Pimp and Ken confirmed in an interview that Pimp had a sex tape with a huge star in the music industry. He didn't say who it was, but he did say it was a famous R&B singer who was with a dude who was known for getting a lot of money at the time. Pimp and Ken even said that the tape was better than the famous Kim K and Ray J video, and it was easily worth millions. So Pimp wanted to put it out and make bank. Around the time Big Pimpin' came out, Jay-Z had just started dating Beyonce. Some people believe that might have been the real reason Pimp didn't want to get on a song with him because he thought Jay might find out about the tape. There's also a rumor that Jay Prince stepped in to confiscate the tape. Jay Prince was the founder of the legendary label Rap-A-Lot Records. Pimp C was signed to Rap-A-Lot, and Jay Prince was well respected in both the streets and the music industry. So according to the rumor, Jay-Z and Beyonce's team reached out to Jay Prince to help get the tape back from Pimp so he couldn't release it.
That man stuck true to his word. If he had a sex tape with Beyonce, that man was Pimp motherfucking C. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if all that went down, if all that is true, boy, he had the coldest celebrity porn tape in all of the history of rap. I'm telling you now. Oh, man. Oh, that's crazy. That's wild. That's wild. Like I say, I don't know if any of this is true, and we may never know. You know what I'm saying? We may never know. But I bet that would make Jay-Z mad as hell.
Pimp agreed to hand it over, but they also thought he might have another copy. The fact that Pimp C showed it to Pimp and Ken proved that other people knew about the tape, which made Jay and Beyonce pretty mad. So according to the conspiracy theory, Jay Prince met with them to discuss a solution, which is when the rumor claims they all decided to take out Pimp C. Some people even think that Jay Prince kept a copy for himself to use as leverage in case he needed a favor from Jay and Beyonce. That's another wild rumor, and there isn't much proof to back it up, but a lot of people do believe that Jay Prince was involved in Pimp C's murder. A dude who claims he grew up with Pimp C went viral for making a video claiming that Jay Prince was responsible for taking out his homie Pimp C.
I really believe that Jay Prince Sr. had my buddy Pimp C killed.
The dude claims that when Pimp got out of jail, he was not happy with his Rap-A-Lot record deal. Pimp C also didn't like the way Jay Prince was moving and decided to make a diss about him. On the album, Pimp allegedly aired out a lot of bad things that Jay Prince was doing and said some disrespectful things. Not long after that, Pimp C ended up dead. And the dude in the video also claims Jay Prince did the same thing to Takeoff from the Migos. If that story's true, Jay Prince was probably pretty mad that his own artist would go against him like that. There's even another rumor that Jay Prince once saved Pimp C's life after he was kidnapped by Master P.
Man, y'all believe all this shit about Jay Prince? I ain't gonna say I don't. I ain't gonna say I do either though. I'm gonna say when it comes to money, power, and fame, I'm gonna say I wouldn't put nothing past nobody. Just being honest. But this is nuts. Like, some of the shit they've been saying, like, it makes sense. But at the same time, you're like, some of it I'm like, especially the Orlando Brown stuff. Like, I don't believe nothing come out of his mouth.
Master P worked with UGK on the song Break 'Em Off Something back in 96. Supposedly, Pimp never got paid for it, so he started taking shots at Master P. According to the rumors, Master P and his goons ran up to Pimp's hotel room and pistol whipped him. Master P then allegedly called Jay Prince to get permission to kill Pimp C. Jay Prince said no and even banned No Limit from parts of Texas for a while.
I don't believe that either.
So if what the dude in the video said is true, Jay Prince was probably
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know if I can believe that, though. Maybe I'm being biased. I grew up on No Limit. I grew up on Cash Money. I grew up on all that shit. I don't know. I don't know.
furious that Pimp would diss him after he already saved his life. So there's all kinds of theories about who might have called the hit on Pimp C, but some fans think the conspiracy goes all the way to the top and that Pimp C was actually taken out by the Illuminati. Pimp C was known for speaking out against the music industry and airing out artists and executives for allegedly being gay. Right before he died, Pimp went on a wild rant in Ozone magazine where he took shots at Neo and Russell Simmons for being secretly gay. Pimp also talked about how rappers used to dress like gangsters, but now everyone was wearing V-neck sweaters and fruity socks.
Everybody was wearing V-neck sweaters and fruity socks. But he ain't lying, though. He ain't lying. Oh.
Pimp also called out Pharrell Williams for starting the trend and even dissed the entire city of Atlanta for not being part of the South. On top of that, Pimp C also called out record labels and accused them of making artists as dumb as possible. He said the label execs were scared of artists getting together and forming a union, so they kept everyone divided. But Pimp C was working with Jay Prince to sit down with other big artists from the South and was trying to get everyone on the same page. According to the people around him, Pimp came out of prison with a whole new mentality and went on a mission to expose the industry and bring everyone together. So, some people find it suspicious that right after Pimp went on that wild rant, he ended up dead. Sadly, the world might never know the truth about what really happened to Pimp C. Even if there isn't a whole lot of proof to back up some of the theories, everything around his death was pretty sketchy, and even his close friends and family members still want answers. But even if someone did kill Pimp C, they did a pretty good job of covering their tracks. So it's one
That they did. If they really did take Pimp C out like that, they really did a damn good job of covering that shit up. Well, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I some of this I can believe, like some of it makes sense and then some of it don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe jack shit about them saying that him and Bun B were never really close. Like, come on, bro. You can't have a career like that and a run like that for that many years and you and your boy not be close. That's stupid. I just don't believe it. Now, some of the other stuff, you know what I'm saying, like calling rappers out because they gay and exposing people about this and that. I do believe that because of all the shit that's going on now that it has been exposed and been brought to light. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Y'all know what it is. Y'all been watching Indie Power Reactions. I'm your boy A.T.G. Till next time, we are out of there.